Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to make corned beef. Now you're going to need a little bit of ingredients, so let's go over that. To start off, we're going to need 1 cup of coarse kosher salt, 3 bay leaves, 1 tablespoon of peppercorns, 3 chiles de árbol, 10 cloves, 3 crushed garlic cloves, 1 cinnamon stick, and 1 prepackaged pickling spice. Now this has mustard seed, coriander, a few other spices. If you can't find this, just go ahead and add a tablespoon of coriander seed and a tablespoon of mustard seed to the rest of your ingredients. For the brine, we're gonna need a total of 4 quarts, but we're gonna start off with 2. So get all of your other ingredients and we're gonna add it into a pot and we're gonna bring this water to a boil. A little tip, while this is actually coming together and you're gonna get this boiling, it is a good idea to be able to take the other 2 quarts and put them in the freezer. That way it's nice and cold. Once you get everything in the pot, just go ahead and bring that water to a boil. We're gonna let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes once it's boiling. And after that, just turn everything off and we're gonna let this water come to room temperature. Once the first 2 quarts that you boil comes to room temperature, now we're gonna be adding in the other 2 quarts that we had in our freezer chilling. Now that we have our brine ready, we're gonna need a brisket flat. I ended up just taking a whole brisket and cutting a huge portion of the flat off. If you're only doing a brisket flat, reduce this recipe of the brine in half. But since I'm doing a whole brisket, I'm gonna be making pastrami with the other portion of the brisket. So all we have to do is just get a big Ziploc bag. This is a 2.5 gallon Ziploc bag. You can pick this up at your local Walmart, Target, whatever. And we're just basically gonna fill it up with that brine. So you want to make sure that it's covered, and I actually did rotate this every 2 days in the fridge, and I let this brine for 5 days. So as you can see, there's the brisket point, which I'm actually going to make that into pastrami in a few more days. So if you want to check that video, stay tuned to the channel. That is going to be a week apart, but like I said, put them in the fridge, let them sit for at least 5 days. The pastrami is going to go a little bit longer, 5 days for the corned beef. But after that 5 days, all you have to do is just take out your flat and rinse it off. You want to get all those herbs and spices off of there, along with some of the sodium water that's already on the beef. Once you have your brisket flat rinsed off to your liking, we're just going to go ahead and put it straight into a pot and we're going to fill it up with water. Pretty simple from here. All we gotta do is just get our pot on the stove, bring it up to high temperature, and we're gonna bring it to a boil. And once it's boiling, we're gonna go ahead and reduce the heat all the way low and cover it with the lid. And we're just gonna let this slow cook until it gets nice and tender. Now, this brisket actually cooked in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I checked it after 2 hours. I seen it was kind of getting a little tender on me. That's where you wanna go with. You wanna go by tenderness. And that last 45 minutes, I just added in some red potatoes, carrots, and cabbage. When you make this, make sure that you cook by feel. Poke at the brisket flat. If it feels like you can easily go in, you're right there. This can easily turn into shredded beef just like that. So again, go by feel. As you can see, I'm getting some really nice slices out of there. It was that close to where if I cooked it any little bit longer, it would have ended up just falling apart on me. In some portions, it was crumbling. So keep that in mind. I want you to have a wonderful corned beef experience, and you will with this recipe. So as you can see, this slice, I mean, it's just nice and tender, still holding together, but you can pull it apart real easy. This right here is a classic, done almost every single year. My mom makes this, and my birthday's in March, so this is something I always look forward to. All she does is just pair it up with some of those veggies that I threw in the pot and a little bit of mustard. Now I'm gonna taste it without the mustard first so that way I can explain the flavor. It's nice and tender. You can taste it as seasoned. It's not over salty because boiling it in the water like that kind of lets some of the sodium out. Really good flavor all overall. All right, now we'll try it with some of that mustard. Yeah, this childhood memory right here. You guys gotta try that. That recipe is fantastic. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. As always, I'll leave a link in the video description and in the comment section so that way you can go to my website, cookingwithkirby.com, to get the full printable recipe. Now, just a disclaimer, my website is super easy, very detailed, and straight to the point. you're not gonna get no craziness on there. So by all means, check it out for me. I have these recipes, they're really good. You should try them out. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.